In terms of all-round complete wins so far?
I mean, I was really proud of the boys. I thought played the right way for the vast majority of that game, and I think as the head coach of a club that's going through a learning phase and a building phase, you need wins to build strong culture. And today, we'll spend the next 24 or 36 hours enjoying victory because they've been, a bit far apart. So the boys, I think they deserve to enjoy the victory.
I think you had a chance to be really ruthless today, and you were like you had a chance to really put the foot to the throat, and the pressure and the effort just maintained throughout, even when the game was long gone. So.
Yeah, I was really. It was a challenging game to scout. Obviously, they've got some significant injuries, and it's quite unbelievable the way their list has come together and where they're at in that phase. It must be enormously frustrating for them, and so that is out of our control. So the only thing was in our control was the way we wanted to play the game, and I think we were able to keep the pressure factor up over 2 for just about the whole game, for every 10-minute period of the game. So I think the relentless nature of the way that we played meant that we got scoreboard ascendancy reasonably early, but then we're able to play in a manner that, I think my job as the coach of this football club and to help run this football program, and I look at our 80,000 members, and you're trying to play in a way that makes them proud, and I think we're able to do that today. So I hope all the Hawks fans watched what we did today and said, I can see what this group's going to become.
It feels like you guys have sort of sent a statement today too that you're not the worst team in the competition. You've been unlucky with a couple of games. Adelaide springs to mind down here. GWS before that. I mean, was that sort of the motivation as well, to sound like a bit of a message that we're better than people think we are?
I wouldn't say it's motivation, but certainly we think we know the path we're on. We know the direction that we are taking, and we know that there's still a fair bit of room to grow in that area. Even last week, we played Melbourne, and they're a very, very good side, obviously, but we just shot ourselves in the foot with our execution, and we worked on things, and we continue to make progress, and we continue to take steps in the right direction. And I think most games this year we've taken some sort of step of improvement into the game, and today a lot of things went right. Obviously, if you win by a margin like that, there's a lot of things to be happy about. But some of the progress that we've made from the training we've done was the thing that we were probably the most proud of so far.
Guys like Worpel, Connor Nash, Mackenzie, Newcomb. I guess when you were making those big list decisions a couple of years ago, did you and R about whether throwing them in the deep end was the right move? And I guess they've justified that belief over the last couple of weeks.
I think with the midfield, we were very strategic about what we wanted to do, and what we want to do as a club is build a team that wins finals, wins premierships, and plays on the biggest stage. And at the moment, last year we were sort of 18th at most midfield statistics. So, we could have kept going to the well and kept trying to do the same thing, but we thought if we rejuvenated the midfield in particular, that might be an area that we could improve pretty quickly. And that, not where we have got a lot of stuff wrong, don't get me wrong about that. So we're far from a finished product around the middle of the ground, but the introduction of Will Day into the midfield, he got tagged for the first time today, so that's a learning curve for him. But that learning for all of our midfielders and the synergy that they're building and playing together, is something we're pretty excited about for our future.
Do you think Connor Nash could develop as well as he has this year in particular?
Yeah, I think with Connor, it was a work in progress. We knew physically and from a character point of view, he had everything that he needed. And so he's physical, he's strong, he's big, he's got a great running capacity, and he's got great character, great work ethic, wants to get the best out of himself. He's a great teammate. So all of those things added up. It was just going to be whether he could actually have the talent to get there in the end. And the thing about Connor is he played just about every game last year, and he really struggled to get to sort of 20 possessions. He was always having an impact, always doing the team role, and always reasonably happy with him. But now I think today was maybe the second game for the year he's had 30 possessions, so he's taken his game to a whole another level. And I think if it's not him, it's Newcomb, or then it's Warple, or it's Day, or McKenzie, or Ward, or whoever. So I think the balance of our midfield is one of the strengths of what we're producing at the moment.
Both your wins have come here this season, and historically the club's always done well here. Why do you think that is?
I think we play the ground well. I think it's such a level of comfort and homeliness in Tassie. I think when we play here, certainly we stay at the same hotel and we eat the same foods and we see the same people, and you have the same masseurs and stuff for the players, I guess. So there's a level of comfort here. It's obviously a tough travel, particularly from Perth for West Coast. So I think some of our better games are usually here, and today was no different.
I guess the stadium's been a big topic of discussion down here the last couple of weeks. How, as a Hawthorn person, how much would you love it to be rectified and for a Tassie team to be down here as well?
I'm a little bit torn with this because now that they've been given a licence, I sort of think of them as the enemy, to be honest. So we're going to be playing against them, and I think it'll be a great rivalry because we've got 8,000 members in Tassie, and I'm really going to be doing everything in my power to keep the 8,000 members as Hawks fans. So as much as, we're excited by a new Tassie team, of course, but I'm being more excited to keep our 8,000 fans and be able to fill whatever stadium it is. We obviously love playing here. So whatever stadium we end up playing them down here, I hope that there'll be at least 8,000 Tassie people that are still going to be supporting the Hawks, and we'll play against them in years to come.
What role do you think Hawthorn can play in Tasmania once the state gets its own team?
I'm far from an expert, but I think there is a role to play. I've been coming here for 20 years or thereabouts, and I think that the role of Tasmania in Hawthorn and the role of Hawthorn in Tasmania is too good to throw away, would be my line. I think we've done a lot of really good work in the community, and Tassie has been really good for Hawthorn, and I think that partnership that's been happening for such a long period of time has grown the image of the state in a great way, and certainly Hawthorn are proud to wear Tasmania, or Tasmanian now, on the sponsorship spots on the jumpers and the gear. So I think that there'll be a role for Hawthorn in Tassie ongoing.
Josh Weddle, fourth game I think it was probably was his best game so far too, especially early when the game was still there to be won. 2 goals and maybe 9 or 10 possessions in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think some of those young guys, I just heard them getting into each other about who's going to get the first Rising Star nod. So I think Seamus Mitchell has been really consistent in the games that he's played. He's just become a staple of our backline so quickly, and he's doing some fantastic things. I think Cam McKenzie had 22 and kicked a couple of goals. Josh Weddle had 28 and kicked a couple of goals. And I think all three of those the boys are getting into them, saying who's going to get the Rising Star nod. So, I think they're 3 players that are, I think Josh Weddle's still 18. I think it's his birthday coming up this week, actually. So to be able to play with the level of confidence and love of the game that they are, we suspected that they'd be the players that they're becoming, and they're doing it quickly. And to be honest, that's the job that we got. That's what we got them here for, to become good Hawthorn players quickly, and to help take us to the finals and back into winning finals and premierships.
And Ned Reeves, how he was subbed off, was that a precaution, or has he got a little bit of...
Yeah, so he had a bit of an ankle last couple of weeks, and then not sure if it's the same or it's in the same sort of area. He was happy to keep going. We nearly did it at half time, but we sort of gave him another 5 or 10 minutes. And obviously Connor McDonald is a very good player. Came off COVID last week, so still wasn't 100%. So having him as the sub and injecting him into the game was pretty important, and thought he played well in the second half, so it was pretty precautionary.
And Sam Frost was reported as well, so did you see too much in that?
Frosty? Yeah, no, Frosty's been really strong for us. His level of consistency as a key defender, it's a really difficult position to play, and I think James Blank coming in has helped him a little bit, so he plays on a little bit different matchups, but his consistency of effort is what everyone wants to see, and he doesn't always get it right, Frosty. But I think his level of desire to get the best out of himself and to play well for the team is as good as anyone's, and they're the players that you love to coach and you love to have as teammates.
Thanks.
No worries, cheers.